All right, day one is upon us. I didn't sleep well. I'm kind of nervous because I'm already thinking about what new that I learned, what I don't want to forget, what I don't want to mess up. I'm already in my head. Like I think I told Joy at some point that, yeah, man, I literally just packed up all my stuff and moved into my head. I'm there and I'm unpacked and I'm comfortable. But I gotta get out of there. I gotta evict myself from my head today. That's the goal. Get out of your head and just let the skills flow. Let what you know flow, but it's just hard. It's hard to do that. With firearms in particular, I think it's because I have such a great respect for firearms. People think that because I was in the military that I should just be able to get out here and do these things. This is a different skill set. This is a different skill set. So I'm here to showcase the complexity of it while also showcasing the poetry in it, because it is. I mean, you gotta find a rhythm, you gotta find a flow out there on these courses. And I'm hoping I'll be able to do that starting today. Resurrected.
My man's alive.
Hey, I'm gonna come do this.
Yeah. You massage? Work that out for you?
See, he was just telling me. All right, so on day one arrival, I was actually pleasantly surprised that they had a couple of icebreaker stages set up. The icebreaker stages was absolutely needed because as soon as I got there, I was just like a bag of nerves, man. But yeah, we did an icebreaker stage. I can't remember who hosted it, but it was very interesting because they had this 22 rifle set up with this amazing scope.
So why do you have so many tickets, bro?
Yeah, there's only 8.
So this is the little Voodoo 22 challenge. You shoot the Know Your Limits plate rack. Little plates get progressively smaller. How big?
Wait, those are plates?
Yeah.
Bro.
Ben, how big's the smallest one?
Quarter inch.
Quarter inch.
And you hit that thing?
Yeah.
With a 22?
With a 22. You gotta know your
Wow.
limits. Know your limits, bro.
All right. There's no penalties, right, if you miss it?
No penalties.
Okay, good.
No.
Except if you.
So I got nothing to lose.
You just don't get all the tickets.
If you miss it, you just don't earn tickets after that, but you can still finish off your magazine.
Oh, nice. All right.
You are your own limits.
Exactly.
If you can hit that, all of them, without
Yeah,
missing,
that's
you're
limitless.
solid.
Yeah, you're
Exactly.
limitless. All right. And I was like, there's no way me or anybody else is gonna hit that. And then the next thing you know, I'm seeing all these guys go up and they're pink, 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 all the way down to the last one. There's a couple of guys that missed it, but for the most part, most people are hitting it. And I was like, oh gosh. So now the icebreaker. Now I gotta do good on the icebreaker. It's supposed to be an icebreaker.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
And it's on film.
And it's on film.
Hopefully. 9 tickets, sir. I'll take.
But I did, and that was fun. So with that thought in mind, you know, I really like to socialize when I come to these types of events because first off, I'm meeting people that don't necessarily look like me. I've never really seen race, color, creed, sexual orientation, religion. I've never really seen that as who a person is. I see a person for a person. I see people for people, who they are. So with that in mind, you know, I always talk to the other shooters, the other competitors, the other coaches, the range officers. I just talk to them. I have my own little icebreaker thing. I always ask people, who's your team? And for the most part, I expect people, especially now that we're in football season, to answer with a football team. But Dan, what's your team?
What's my team?
Yep.
Sorry, not really familiar with the. What do you mean?
What's your team, Harrison?
So I'm the coach of the Arizona Sidewinders in the Western Ultimate League. They're a professional women's ultimate organization. And I'm the coach along with Zach Petty.
Oh,
and my girlfriend Helen Eifert founded it. We tried to do it in 2020. COVID shut that down, and we're having our first season this year.
Wow, so that wasn't what I meant. However, it's fascinating. John Freeze. John Freeze, we're gonna start like this. What's your team? Professional sports team.
Los Angeles Angels or Orange County Angels.
Okay, is that hockey?
Nope.
What is that?
Baseball.
Baseball. Okay, yeah, you see, I don't watch baseball. I wouldn't know.
Who's my team?
Yeah. Professional sports team.
I don't have one.
Oh, the app.
Like, do you watch
No.
sports?
No.
You don't watch sports?
No.
Joe, what the
I got other things to do, man. I'm running businesses.
I mean,
I'm shooting. I've got kids. I got.
So,
like,
so did you used to watch sports?
No.
Yeah.
Well, you see that you
I've
don't.
never-
you
I've
just
never
gave me all those excuses.
I've watched some football a little bit back in the day, but
you
then
gave me all those excuses, and all you had to do was say, "I don't watch sports."
I've never really
It's
been
cool.
into it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Still a man, maybe.
Okay, so which one is more manly? The guy who goes out and shoots and like runs a business, or the one who watches other guys on a screen?
Definitely the second, 100%.
Yeah, without. Thank you.
And
Thank
I'll
you.
bow out.
and look, I do both, Joe. Yeah, those answers that I got, they weren't what I expected, that's for sure. But yeah, I just think that's an interesting icebreaker question. So one of the things that I really hope to, well, I'm not even gonna say I hope to showcase because it's gonna actually be obvious that I'm a very novice to the skill set. And that's okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you guys seeing that because, you know, first off, Guns Out or myself as an individual would never claim to be something that I'm not. So having you guys see that even though I have a firearms content platform, that I'm still learning, that's the whole point. The point is to let you see what that learning process looks like. So each of these stages are complex in their own way. They're all set up different. They all have a different number of targets, a different number of rounds you need for both the pistol and the rifle, and they all go in different directions and do different things. So it's important to walk the stages before you shoot the stages. Joe does an excellent job of doing that, man. His prep work is impeccable and consistent. Me, not so much. I'm not used to it, number one. But it's important. Joe does a really good job of really prepping before he runs a stage to know how many rounds he needs before a reload and how many steps he's gonna take, what foot he's gonna land on in order to present and engage that target as soon as he gets to the next spot. There's a lot that goes into that. And so it's called the stage plan. Funny thing about a stage plan is that when that shot timer goes off, sometimes it's a full data dump. You've lost everything, all your files, all of your data gone. So as I said before, these stages have all their own different complexities, right? You know, shooting through and around junk cars, shooting swingers. I don't know if I even mentioned the swingers where you gotta shoot a steel to engage it and then it pops out and it swings back and forth and you gotta try to put 2 rounds on the paper. Or there was this one piece of steel, it was a piece of steel swinger, and I think it was like 50 yards out or more, and so you had to hit a small piece of steel to engage it, then the steel swings out and it's swinging left to right, and it's like literally the size of a Chick-fil-A napkin. It's the size of a Chick-fil-A napkin at 50 yards and swinging. I actually hit it. Took me like 3 shots, but I actually hit it. And that was cool. Like, that type of stuff is gratifying. You don't think you can do it, but when you put into that situation and you really like, you're either gonna do it or you're not, you'd be surprised. Most times you'll just do it. So this stage that we're about to run, probably the trickiest of the entire match. And just to put it in perspective for you, when Joe said it's tricky, I know it's gonna be tricky. When the other guys that have shot matches before said this one is tricky, I was like, man, I'm not trying to the bed on this one. I mean, literally, it was like you're shooting on both sides. You're going down a lane, you're shooting on both sides with the pistol, and then you shoot through a barrel, and in this barrel, like when you're shooting with the pistol and the rifle and the barrel, it's like it amplifies the sound, so you need to double up on your ear pro, but then the barrel swivels, so you gotta like not miss targets. There's these little hidden targets tucked off here and there, and then as you make your way from the barrel, you come back around and you're facing the spectators, you're facing them, so you have to be pointing that muzzle in a different direction. A different direction, obviously, you don't want to flag them, and you just don't want, there was a lot going on. There's a lot to think about while trying to be fast and trying to be accurate. And it's gonna require massive, massive concentration.
Come around.
So I just got DQ'd.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. You know, it's that easy. You know, it's that easy to get DQ'd. But it goes to show that this is a safe sport. I didn't flag anybody.
No.
I turned the wrong way.
Yep.
But it makes perfect sense because had I not had muzzle awareness, could have flagged somebody. And I mean, we're out here running enhanced pistols and rifles with souped up triggers and all of that. And I mean, an accidental discharge is almost...
It's unacceptable, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why we can have hundreds of shooters out here shooting tens of thousands of rounds of ammo and nobody get hurt is because the safety rules are the rules and there's no arguing.
100%.
And even though, you know, we live in a 360-degree environment, the reason why we can have all these people out here shooting and stay safe is because we have that 180. And
Yeah.
you know, you just turned the wrong way,
it.
and even though you didn't flag anybody, the rules are the rules.
The rules
And
are the rules, yeah. Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing is, you know, in competitive shooting, people talk about it all the time, is if you haven't been DQ'd, you will be at some point.
4 targets left. I mean, listen, the stage was already shot, right? It was already like a clustered, I don't want to use that word, but yeah, 4 targets left, and I would have at a minimum made it out the stage to make it to the next stage. But that didn't happen. Everybody has a great attitude. Everybody's really supportive. And that's the other thing. That's why it was very easy for me to not get all bent out of shape. Well, number one, because I know that I'm not going for no trophy or nothing. I'm just out here to get the experience, but having the score is nice, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But also because as soon as I came off of that, everybody was like, hey man, don't worry about it. I DQ'd at this point. I DQ'd at that point. You know, everybody's just sharing their experience, and it makes the blow a lot less than what it would have been had everybody just been like, oh God, we suck,
Yeah.
you know, whatever, you know.
Yep.
And I'm sure some people are thinking it.
Nobody does, man, because everyone understands.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been there, or I've come close to it, or whatever the case may be, and you know, the way that you handle is the key to that. You know,
Yeah.
Because you can be an absolute and argue with ROs like, oh, I didn't flag, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like, no, my bad. Let me learn from it, move forward, and luckily, you know, a lot of matches out there, like your big USPSA matches, your IPSC matches, you're not going to be able to continue to shoot after that point. Out here, because it's an outlaw match, they have their own rule set. As long as you're not violating a bunch
As long
of
as it
safety,
wasn't flagrant.
right? If you're not like shooting uprange or something like that, and you're learning from the experience, they're going to let you continue to shoot and keep on building that experience up.
So glad I didn't have my muzzle pointed at anybody, turn the wrong way, but you know, that's one of those things. I just gotta brush up on my stage plan. Is that right, Joe?
We got 2 more days of work in it.
It's all good, man. I'm out of here. Let's go.
I'll throw you down this hill.
Regardless, this was a valuable lesson, and that's why I didn't edit this out. I wanted everybody to see that it could happen to anybody, and it may happen to you, but guess what? They're letting me continue to shoot the match, so I'm gonna continue shooting the match. Not for score, but that takes the pressure off. So now I can experiment a little, I can focus in on things that I wanna focus on, and most importantly, continue to enjoy myself. So that's what I'm gonna do.
You should already know, yeah, you should know how it go. They love you more when you broke, should already know. Enemies always close, watch who you calling your bro. Tried to play me, now they play me. Ironic. Lifestyle with no price now. Anything I want, I got it. Look, everything I want, I bought it. Brand new crib, no apartment. Company card, I don't need no wallet. Move low key, you don't see me often. Do no talking. I'ma speak like I move like green light. Made them think twice, make decisions for this life. Now they offer me the big price. Stats say that I'm in my bag, but I'm not 100K on the gram. That's cool, cause I got it in the bank. If you thought I was broke, then your ass overthink. Love for the team and the guys in the safe. Fam come first, not that you replace. Always in my zone, won't take me out of place. With a smile on my face, I'ma slide to the back. You should already know, yeah, you should know how it go. They love you more when you broke, should already know. Enemies always close, so watch who you calling your bro. You should already know. Tried to play me, now they play me. Ironic. Lifestyle with no price now. Anything I want, I got it.
The speed is gonna come, but man, you want that speed. You see Joe flying through the courses, man, and you see him just doing all of this, what looks like acrobatic stuff, you know, really, really fast, and you're just like, you wanna do that, you wanna be there, and when you're doing it, even though you're doing it slow, you kinda feel like you're doing it fast, but then you're like, you definitely don't look like Joe or Taryn or Todd or any of these other guys. I mean, Yeah, it takes a lot to get there, but you just gotta be patient. I gotta be patient. Look, I'm still not as smooth as I wanna be, definitely not as fast as I wanna be, but I know that I've improved. The last couple stages, getting all those kilos and alphas, that really helped my confidence. It affirmed that yes, I am accurate, but I'm just not as smooth and I'm not as fast as I wanna be. So I'll take that. I'll take that because it gives me something to work towards. It gives me something to look forward to. And I can't wait till I'm as fast as Shermichael first. Then once I get as fast as him, then I gotta go faster than that. And looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that transition and that growth. Joe, this is my saddest part of every filming. And you know, the filming of this was kind of secondary, right? Because the primary goal was for me to come out here, get the training, which we did, and then run my first match. Not my first pistol match, two-gun match. Like, break you in hard.
You did it.
Yeah. No, this is what you call breaking it in hard, man. And the experience has been eye-opening. It really has. Like, I have a whole new respect. I mean, I've always respected competition shooters, but I have a whole new respect for everyone that does it. Not just the ones that are great at it, everyone that actually tries this. Because this is not easy, guys. This is so many skill sets put together in like a good 40-second run, a good 30-second run. In some cases, what's the fastest run you ever did?
It depends on the type of shooting we do. I mean, we've had some that are 5 seconds long, that are just real quick speed shoots, and then you've got some that I've done that are 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
you literally got, you know, you're covering hundreds of yards of ground, all kinds of stuff.
I can't even imagine that.
I mean, the whole point of this though is to apply the skill set you have and see where you are as a shooter, test yourself, and get out of your comfort zone a little bit. And then it also shows you like what you need to work on. Like, how many things did you walk away from here that you're like, oh, I thought I was good with this, but I need some work.
Yeah, no, listen, I think the key thing that he said is see where you are as a shooter.
Yeah.
And what I learned is that I'm accurate. I'm actually very accurate. But when you start adding the other layers of complexity, the moving, the 180s, the engaging at different distances like fairly quickly, and then the running and the sprinting, and I mean, it's just a lot you have to take in. The match, what did you call it? The match plan. I mean, the stage plan.
Yep.
Stage plan. I mean, bro. That went out. That can go out the window at any given moment. It can go out the window when the buzzer goes, when the shot timer goes off. It can go out the window if you miss steal one time. Steal. Oh my God. I've never not liked steal as much as I don't like steal here. No, seriously, because it's like you miss that steal, you're like, oh, it's an old moment.
Who was the boxer that said everyone has a plan until
Mike Tyson.
Exactly. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. And the same thing goes out here. Everyone has a plan until you hear that beep go off.
Yeah.
And the goal is to make it to where everything else is subconscious, and then you can just think about what you got to deal with. And
100%.
That's where, you know, this crosses over to like the real world, you know, self-defense, law enforcement, military side of things. Because if you can think on your feet here without having to think about what you have to do to shoot, you got that stuff subconscious, so you're gonna have to think, oh, sights and trigger. Yeah. Well, then you're able to make the corrections as needed when you've got a dynamic situation.
You take seriously what we're doing just as much as we do.
Absolutely.
And just you having the foresight to know that, you know, you guys could benefit from this. And, you know, sorry Shermichael couldn't make it. He would have loved to make it. He's already committed for next year. He's already committed.
If he doesn't show up next year,
then
we got a lot more talking to do.
There's
been plenty of it here. It hasn't all been on camera, but there's we missed you, Shermichael. We wish you were here.
No, absolutely, man. But listen, guys, this is just another instance where guns out bears all. Like, you know, we don't claim to be the best. We don't claim to know everything, but we do claim to be able to show you everything. We're gonna show you everything that we can possibly show you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the Joe Farewell, just probably on the ugly side, but I mean,
definitely.
You know, yeah, I mean, we're gonna show you everything, man, and we just hope that you understand that anybody can do this.
Yeah.
Anybody, you just have to make the decision. And whether or not you want to be good, that's another decision you have to make, because if you want to be good, you got to put in the work.
Absolutely. Just like with anything else, put the reps in, put the time in, put the effort in, put the money in. It's not a cheap sport, but if you guys have questions, you know, you can hit me up on social media. You can hit them up, obviously.
Yeah. So let them know how to reach you. Let them know how to reach you, Joe.
Well, my website, farewellfirearms.com, or hit me up on Instagram, Joe_Farewell, and like you can. This is what I do, guys. I get to shoot. I get to go all over the country and shoot, and teach people how to shoot, and I have a good time doing it. So definitely hit us up. And John, thank you for coming out, man.
Man, thanks for having me, bro. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Joe Farewell.
Until next time.
Cobalt. Shooting sports. Let's go. Yeah, I would be doing everyone that's watching this a disservice if I didn't say, just look around. Look around. This area is so expansive. I mean, it just really makes you think about what this is. What this is here on planet Earth. I mean, this is so much land, so much terrain. And I mean, we're using it, we're utilizing it, but are we really utilizing it? But I mean, it's good. This is good for the soul. This is good to breathe in. This air, this elevation, this open space. You know, living in cities and suburban areas, you don't get to see this every day. So you got to take it in when you get the chance. And when I get the chance, I do.
You know, I was just thinking.
Hey, going my way? Going my way?
This right here, it's good for the soul, man.
Are you shitting me? Oh, wait a minute,
Like,
hold on. How did he do that? How did he do
beautiful?
that?
It's like,
Joe,
when you're in like
hold on,
suburban
man.
areas and you don't get to look at this very often, like, you just gotta drink it in. You breathe in that, like, it's so good for you.
See, now this is my brother from another mother right here. Because Joe, I literally just finished saying that.
No shit, you did?
Joe, I'm trying to find where the bug is on me. Where you, I mean, for real, y'all saw him drive up. He was not here. And Joe, I just said that. I literally
You
just said
that? Like, look how beautiful this is, man.
That's what I said.
You
I
gotta
said,
breathe it in.
I said that.
You butt tiled me.
Oh, you mother. Ah! Hate Joe! Hate Joe! Love Joe. Get out of here, man. Joe, God, gets on my nerves. Hey guys, I'm happy to say we heard your messages, mostly Shermichael, because you're messaging him, that we needed to restock some gear in the Guns Out store, so we have the limited edition 9-line OG Guns Out t-shirts.
They are finally here and they are selling out fast, so you have to go on Instagram, our website, anywhere on social media, Guns Out TV, and buy one for yourself or your spouse.
Absolutely, we got crops.
And we have tanks, and who doesn't like a nice tank?
So, go to the site, go to the social media, and get some shirts.
No, John, you're supposed to say, let's go.
Get
and then
some shirts.
Are you going to take my part, or are you going to use your line and let me use my line and get some? So you're watching this content because, John, clearly you believe in the Second Amendment, which is why we want you guys to support Gun Owners of America by going to gunowners.org.
Please do. Gun Owners of America is in the trenches on every 2A argument, every 2A fight that's being had out there today, and God knows there's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them, John. In fact, guys, GOA just recently won the suit to bring back bump stocks.
Yeah, and that was significant in and of itself, but there's so much more work to be done. So please, go to gunowners.org and join.
And you guys know for a fact that the Second Amendment is constantly under attack by individuals who want to restrict and limit that right for every American, regardless of your color, race, creed, or even sexual orientation, which is why you have to support organizations like GOA who are constantly in the courtrooms battling across this country to preserve that right, John, for all Americans.
Absolutely. He said enough, man. Listen, gunowners.org. Go there. Let's go.
And get some.